All right, at this point, I'm about 95% convinced that we've got an intermediate cycle low right here in early March. Actually, I'm about 100% convinced. Um, I said during this decline right here, I noted, did multiple videos. Um, I think this was artificial. I don't think gold would have naturally left translated this intermediate cycle. I think the natural bottom would have occurred as a marginal undercut of this 1800 support here. But as I noted, the banking cartel still had large short positions that they had not exited yet. And so I think they manufactured this left translated intermediate cycle. Um, but I think that's over. Well, I'm positive that we've got an intermediate bottom here, and usually what happens is when a market is forced to do something that it's not going to do naturally, um, eventually the manipulation breaks, and then when it does break, it usually leads to a much more violent and aggressive move back in the natural direction. So um, yesterday was a pretty aggressive move through the 50-day moving average. You can see we're right up against this resistance zone here. I'm watching this closely. If we are breaking uh, a manipulated and artificial move down, then we'll probably will break through this resistance zone pretty quickly as well. Let me put that 50-day moving average in here. All right, so you can see basically on the first try, gold broke through the 50-day moving average and did it very aggressively. That's probably a sign that we've got a market that's been artificially suppressed, and that suppression is now breaking. Uh, we'll watch this resistance zone here today. Today's options expiration. That's normally a day when the cartel will suppress the metals. Um, if that fails, and if gold aggressively breaks through this resistance today, basically on the second attempt, that would be even more confirmation that we're in a market that's um, in the process of breaking um, the manipulation to artificially keep it suppressed. But either way, like I said, I'm basically 100% convinced that uh, we finished the intermediate decline right here, and then we double bottomed uh, later in March, and now we're in the advancing phase of the next intermediate cycle in earnest. Widen the chart here just a little bit. This is the handle of a really large cup and handle pattern. Let me increase this just a bit more. All right, so you can see the cup, and then we've got the handle that's been formed, and I think probably extended a few months past what it would normally run. I think, like I said, I think the natural bottom would have occurred right here on this support zone at 1800 with that marginal undercut and then reversal. So I think this was an artificial move. I think we're breaking that artificial suppression now, and and this could lead to an exceptionally violent and aggressive move back up uh, as we come out of this handle to this cup and handle pattern. Again, we'll just have to see how quickly gold breaks through these resistance levels. If it does it very quickly, then that is a pretty dependable sign that we're dealing with a market that's in the process of breaking manipulation that's been holding it artificially down.